Wizards of the Coast released the deck list last week for the Rebellion Rising Commander deck in the new set, Phyrexia All Will Be One. In today's video, we're going to playtest that commander deck to see how it plays so that you can decide whether this is a deck you would want to purchase or not. Before we begin, just a huge thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel. I genuinely appreciate it. And just keep in mind that if you want to help support the channel, you can subscribe to the channel. It's just a really quick way to say thank you to me for making these videos. Just so you guys know, we did do a deck list review for this commander deck last week. So if you want to check out that video, the link will be in the description below. So let's see what this deck plays like. You know, huge shout out to moxfield.com for giving us this nice layout to be able to playtest these commander decks so I can see how it plays. This is the hand that I just jumped into. I think we're just going to restart this just to see if we can get a new hand. Plains. Alright, so we'll keep this hand even though, whatever. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 lands, so we'll just play this. So we'll do this tapped. Okay, we're going to scry 1, which is a Castle Ardenvale. Let's move that card to the bottom of the library. Pass the turn. We have an Hour of Reckoning, which is a board wipe that we can play at some point in the future. We're just really looking to get down Prava at some point onto the board, so we're going to play this Plains and then we'll pass. Mentor of the Meek. So I'm a big fan of not playing methods of draw until I know I'm gonna be able to draw, you know? So I think we hold on to the Mentor of the Meek and not play it until I know that I'm gonna be able to put a creature and then draw on the same turn, essentially. So we're gonna get down Prava onto the battlefield. So 1/4, it's a nice way to protect our life total. And then after that, we're just gonna go ahead and, you know, pass the turn. We did draw into a command tower, so the land's looking a lot better now. Now we're not just drawing into our ramp. So in this situation here, we could hold up mana. You know, when you're playing Boros colors, I think it's important to manage your cards. You know, we do have one card in our hand right here that's going to allow us to draw cards, but generally you're not really drawing a lot in Boros. So at this early on in the game, even if I do put my entire hand onto the board, it's not going to be something that's going to put me in a position where I can knock someone out of the game in 2 or 3 turns. So I think in the situation here, you know, Prava has an ability to create a 1/1 creature token for 4 mana. Personally, I would just play around this ability, hold up my mana here. If anything, I could play a Finale of Glory. That's what we're going to do here. So we're going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to play this Finale of Glory, and we're going to create 2 2/2 creature tokens with Vigilance. Okay, so now we have Prava on the battlefield and 2 2/2 creatures. It's just fine. So that next turn we can play our commander and then start to gain some card advantage. So we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. We'll untap. We draw into a Staff of the Storyteller, which is gonna put more tokens on the board. We can use Staff of the Storyteller to draw a card. So we'll just play this here. Let's just draw. Regardless of what we do right now, we're gonna draw this turn. And right now, because of Prava, our soldier tokens right now are 3/8, which is no joke, guys. That's a lot of toughness. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll play Neyali in this situation. Now, attacking tokens we control have double strike, and then whenever one or more tokens we control attack a player, exile a top card of the library. During any turn you attack with a token, you may play that card. Great. So we're going to go ahead and attack with 1 and 2 tokens. We'll attack 2 different people just so that people don't feel singled out here. and then that's going to cause us to exile a loyal apprentice, and then whenever one or more tokens you control attack a player, exile top card of your library. So for each player we attack, we exile a card. So Forgotten Cave and Loyal Apprentice. We're going to leave those there, and we're just going to go ahead after that and just pass the turn. I think we're getting to the point where if I get my Mentor of the Meek onto the board, that's going to be a pretty decent engine to start drawing cards with Prava. I want to combo this with this, but I think when I play Mentor, I have to be able to hold up mana to cast a Boros Charm to keep my board from being destroyed. I would rather this board state be destroyed than lose my Mentor of the Meek. So I think in this situation right now, how much mana do we need to combo these two? So we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 mana to draw a card essentially, and we get a creature token. So if I play Mentor of the Meek, that's 3 mana this turn, 1, 2, 3, and then I could hold up the Boros Charm, technically. So that's what we're going to do in this situation. I'm going to play, actually I can't because I haven't attacked yet this turn. So we're just going to go to combat. We'll attack with these two. We'll exile 1, Siege Gang Commander, 2, it's a generous gift. Thank you very much. We'll go to our second main. We'll play this Forgotten Cave tapped. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to play the Mentor of the Meek, knowing that we can protect it with the Boros Charm. So we're just going to go ahead and pass the turn. Let's say that during an opponent's turn, somebody cast a board wipe, and then we cast a Boros Charm with our 2 open mana, so that we gave all of our permanents indestructible. So we're going to do that. Then we drew into a Boros Garrison. So let me see, we do have the Loyal Apprentice here. I think what we do in a situation is just hold up mana. I could play Staff of the Storyteller, but like I have a method of card draw on the board. And you know, when we have one method of card draw on the board, you really just want to focus on keeping. You don't need to put 7 different ways to draw cards on the board, you know, unless your deck needs it. I find that just having one way of drawing cards on the board is strong enough, so that if somebody removes it, you have another method of card draw, as opposed to somebody just destroying everything at one time, and now you can't draw cards anymore, you know. So we're gonna hold on to the Staff of the Storyteller here. We're just gonna get down this Boros Garrison, and then because our opponent's attacked, we do have to put a land. Actually, let's not play the Boros Garrison. I'll just play this tapped. So we do have to attack this turn because somebody wiped the board, you know. So we're just gonna go to combat and we'll attack 1, 2, 3 different people, which is going to cause us to draw or exile 1, 2, 3 cards. What is this? Like I mentioned during the deck list review, you either want to go equipment with this or you want to go anthems with this deck. When you're building a commander deck, in my experience, you want the deck to be as focused as possible. And when, like if we have, like in this instance, we have equipment and we have enchantments or anthems that are buffing our creatures. If I have both strategies inside the deck to make my creatures stronger, I leave out cards that are potentially really powerful for one strategy that I have to leave out because they don't synergize with the other side, if that makes sense. So you know, you just want to focus on doing one thing really well, because when you're playing the game, you don't draw into cards or exile cards that are not going to help you. Like this doesn't help me, other than creating the 5 tokens. With the equipment portion of it, it's just kind of like, you know, it doesn't really work in this scenario. So that happened. Right now, what's gonna end up happening during our next turn, or during the rest of this turn, is technically we could pass here and then create the 1/1 token with Prava for 4 mana, and then pay 1 extra mana because of Mentor of the Meek, and we can draw a card, which we draw into Adriana. And then we're gonna go to our next turn, and then we get a land that we can play, so we're gonna go ahead and play this land. And technically in the situation here right now, like it's pretty good. Like our opponents just wiped the board. You know, technically we could wipe the board again, and this would be like a one-sided board wipe. I wouldn't want to do that here because that would take out my Mentor of the Meek. But if we needed to, we could. Technically, we just play Adriana, and now creatures are getting even more buffed. And mind you, these tokens have double strike, which is kind of devastating at times. So, you know, I think this deck plays well. I think that this was a miss. You know, we have 1 Anthem on the board right now, and we have 1 something that focuses on equipment but doesn't really do anything for me here in the situation other than, you know, pay 8 mana for 5 2/2s, which I still think is pretty good. But if I had 4 equipment on the board, I could cast this spell for 4 mana, create 5 2/2s, and then equip all my equipment onto it for free, which is absolutely amazing. It's just the reality of the situation is that Prava acts like an Anthem, Adriana acts like an Anthem, and you just want to focus on either Anthems or equipment. And deciding, depending on what you choose or how you choose to play it, you know, that's going to be completely on you. Okay, so I think that the deck plays pretty well. You know, it has ways to control the game, you know, either by wiping the board or protecting your own creatures. I think that just based on this deck's ability to be able to make creature tokens, I think that this deck plays really well against the Phyrexian Precon, just because you're constantly going to have creatures on the board that are going to be able to block things. And not only just creatures, you're going to have tokens. So it's like, yeah, I'll block your infect creature with my token because I don't care about my token. It doesn't really matter, you know? You're just constantly making them over and over again. That's going to be the playtest. You let me know what you think about the deck in the comments below. And if there are any moments in here that you would play the cards a little bit differently, you can let me know as well. In the future, we're going to get up the deck list for the Corrupting Influence Commander deck, just so that you guys can see that deck being played, so you can decide whether you would like to make a purchase of this commander deck or not. Okay, I hope you have an amazing day. Always remember, eat healthy, okay, work out every single day. Most importantly, you gotta believe in yourself, right? Peace out, people. And remember, join the Discord, guys, all right? Peace.